It was in these Swiss mountains that the world was first introduced to the phrase the Fourth Industrial Revolution, and it's been a hot topic among academics, politicians, and business leaders ever since. But what exactly does it mean? The term Fourth Industrial Revolution was coined by the founder of the World Economic Forum, a former professor named Klaus Schwab. Schwab wrote a book with that title to describe an era marked by a technological revolution that is blurring the lines between the physical, digital, and biological spheres. Let's break that down. Technologies like artificial intelligence, autonomous vehicles, or the Internet of Things are becoming ingrained in our day-to-day lives and even our bodies. Think of voice-activated virtual assistants, Face ID recognition, or healthcare sensors. Schwab first presented his vision of the Fourth Industrial Revolution at the World Economic Forum's annual meeting here in Davos in 2016. But to understand the idea, we need to go much further back in history, to Industrial Revolution number 1. The first Industrial Revolution started in Great Britain around 1760 and spread to Europe and North America through the early 1800s. It was powered by a major invention, the steam engine. The result? New manufacturing processes, the creation of factories, and a booming textiles industry. From the late 1800s, the Second Industrial Revolution was marked by mass production and new industries like steel, oil, and electricity. The light bulb, telephone, and internal combustion engine were a few of the major inventions of this era. The Third Industrial Revolution, sometimes known as the Digital Revolution, occurred in the second half of the 20th century. In just a few decades, we saw the invention of the semiconductor, personal computer, and the internet. So what separates the Fourth Industrial Revolution from the Third? Experts say the main difference is that technology is merging more and more with humans' lives, and that technological change is happening faster than ever. Consider this. It took 75 years for 100 million users to adopt the telephone. Instagram signed up 100 million users in just 2 years, while Pokemon Go caught that amount in 1 month. 3D printing is just one example of fast-paced technology in the Fourth Industrial Revolution. The industry has gone from a business idea to big business, with 3D printer shipments expected to increase from just under 200,000 in 2015 to 2.4 million in 2020. Today, you can have a hip replacement from a 3D printed bone or use a 3D printed bionic arm. Talk about blurring the line between humans and technology, right? This new era of technology is driving a lot of innovation. You can see in this chart the number of patents related to the Fourth Industrial Revolution for things like 3D printing or AI has been climbing up and up since early 2000. Organizations are embracing new technologies to make their businesses more efficient, similar to how they embraced the steam engine during the First Industrial Revolution. But some companies and governments are struggling to keep up with the fast pace of technological change. Research shows innovators, investors, and shareholders benefit the most from innovation. The risk is that the Fourth Industrial Revolution is making inequality, which is already a big issue, even worse. One study found billionaires have driven almost 80% of the 40 main breakthrough innovations over the last 40 years. That's a problem when the richest 1% of households already own nearly half of the world's wealth. Experts warn we are in a winner-takes-all economy, where high-skilled workers are rewarded with high pay and the rest of workers are left out. Studies confirm technologies like AI will eliminate some jobs and create demand for new skills that many workers don't have. Privacy concerns are another issue as the Fourth Industrial Revolution turns every company into a tech company. Industries from food to retail to banking are going digital, and they're collecting a lot more data about their customers along the way. Users are starting to worry that companies know too much about their private digital lives. The World Economic Forum says a majority of leaders don't have confidence their organizations are ready for the changes associated with the Fourth Industrial Revolution. With tech changing fast every day, it's time to catch up. Hey everyone, Elizabeth here in Davos, Switzerland. Be sure to check out our other CNBC Explains videos over here and leave us any other ideas in the comments section. See you later.
Hello, lovely family members of Afriscope TV. Welcome back again to another show. This is going to be a very insightful show where we're going to explore fourth industrial revolution in great detail and how it will definitely affect us, or it's already affecting us. It's already affecting us in our lives. So Basically, we're gonna figure out how best to position ourselves in this fourth industrial revolution. Shout out to all my subscribers, people who like this video, people who support me, wherever you are. Thank you so much. And also, if you are watching, make sure you like the video. Tell a friend to tell a friend, share, because sharing is caring and loving. And also endeavor to, also market us out there that yes, Afriscope is going live. It's live. Okay. Um, Without much ado, I do have a very wonderful slides to share, but I would like to have the opportunity to say a big shout out to Janzola for being here. Thank you for showing up. Okay, so this slide over here captures the industrial revolutions in the past, and it starts from 1784, where the world steam engine was manufactured, the first world steam engine. And from there, they had a great advancement when it comes to mechanical production equipment, especially in the European world. And from there, we had from steam engine, that's when, these big ships that could travel the sea faster started to sprang up. And from the year 1870, um, there was this division of labor, managers, entrepreneurs, a new form of leaders started emerging in the business spheres, and they started developing ways to implement the division of labor. And also that was the 1870s marked the time frame for the electricity development and mass production, of course. And in the third industrial revolution, in fact, I believe that some of the world will definitely still be stuck in industrial revolution for a while, because the third industrial revolution is actually the more, it's, as you've watched the video that I played before, the third industrial revolution carries with it a lot of impact. And if you are not any the people who have positioned yourself already, or have benefited so much from the third industrial revolution to position yourself well, there is no way, unfortunately, you're gonna love it in the fourth industrial revolution. When I'm what I'm talking about, sorry, what I'm saying regarding the third industrial revolution is about the time. It actually marked the time frame for electronics. That was when the first transistors and all these semiconductor processes were developed, and then there was a great stride in IT and automated production. Yes, in fact, the third industrial revolution is just ending, and therefore we are seeing an abrupt change in the economy when it comes to jobs and unemployment. We're seeing a lot happening. On the other side, nobody can stop development, because development is humanity. Development is humanity. Nobody on earth can stop development. But at the end of the day, the fourth industrial revolution is knocking on our doors. What is this so-called fourth industrial revolution? I'm going to be taking off this slide or this window shortly, but I just wanted to say that the cyber physical systems development stage in which we are currently is about is the combination of both the IT world, the physical systems, and the biological system. So now there's going to be a connection between the internet with biological systems, even and physical systems, all working together. Think about how that is going to be a human being connected to the internet, machines connected to the internet, everything working concurrently together. That is what we're seeing. And of course, everybody is talking about AI and machine learning. All of that are part of the cyber physical system that is currently part of, I mean, they're all part of the fourth industrial revolution. That's what there's a great development happening. And if you're somebody who love development, you know what it is, and you definitely can figure out the benefits of all of this, you'll be so happy to know that there's going to be development. But at the end of the day, the reason I'm here is because of us, people from the lower to middle income countries, of course, African countries. And what bothers me the most is the fact that during the third industrial revolution, our people were still fighting to reclaim their freedoms from colonialism. And through that effort, or the great development that we needed to achieve, that could propel us or prepare us for this current fourth industrial revolution, has not been met. So we still have a lot of development gap. Okay, we still need to develop quickly enough to be able to benefit from this fourth industrial revolution. And the scary part of it is that it seems our economies are retrogressing. No matter how, we are still retrogressing, and that is the fearful part of it all. And um without saying much, let me just take off this window and then start my main content. Once again, all of you, welcome to Afriscope TV. This is a show where we talk about real conversations. We talk about things that actually impact us. We we don't actually entertain topics where we are talking directly about people, because we do know that impact um is not good. When you talk about somebody, they will come after you. And that's why on this show we talk about us as people, not as an individual. Once again, welcome to Afriscope TV. And if this is your first time here, make sure you like the video, support us by subscribing, sharing, like. If you want to support us financially, just send me a message or look below underneath any of my videos on YouTube to find the necessary information about how to support this show. So this topic is about navigating the digital chasm as Black or African people in the fourth industrial revolution. Let's imagine a world where robots dig for diamonds, algorithms predict your needs before you even make the sound or even voice them, and self-driving cars weave through bustling streets. This is the fourth industrial revolution, a technological tsunami rolling towards us, promising incredible advancement, but also harboring hidden currents of risk. For Black or African communities, navigating these current present times also presents us with another form of challenge that we have to overcome. So today, let's dive into this topic by exploring all the factions of this fourth industrial revolution and how they are currently even impacting us. I'm passionate about, you know, understanding the impact of this fourth industrial revolution on us Black or African people, or even people from other developing countries. And I'm excited to explore the challenges and opportunities that lie ahead. Let me rewind a bit, okay? to the third industrial revolution, an era marked by the rise of automation and computers. Factories roared, you know, from miles away. People talk about how in those era, the start of the third industrial revolution in those in great countries, or when I say great core countries, developed countries back then, factories were roaring on the streets. You can hear the sound from engines making it work far, far away. Progress marched forward, but Black or African nations found themselves largely excluded from the third industrial revolution, shackled by the chains of colonialism and its enduring effects. Unfortunately, I'm talking about colonialism again, not in a way to say that we are victims so we can't make it. No, just to prepare grounds. So let's continue. Colonialism wasn't just a historical footnote, it was a disruptive force that shaped the trajectory of entire nations. Our lack of participation in the third industrial revolution had profound consequences. And I am glad to put some of them down that I'll be reading right now. Number one of such lack of participation, the effect or the consequence of the lack of participation in the third industrial revolution, limited infrastructure which stifled our technological growth. Yes, in fact, I look into our archives and I found great leaders were complaining about how it was difficult for them to even exchange new technologies with the assets, with the resources they had back then, like gold, diamond, whatever they were having. It was difficult for them to exchange what they have with the new technologies that could power their nations. Imagine, you need electricity. The developed countries were facing these challenges. The world, even back then, made it so difficult for them to have access to these technologies to develop. And so participating in the third industrial revolution at its beginning was not as easy as we think it is. Of course, countries like China and India and Singapore, Japan, and most of them find their way through all of that. But they are just few countries. What about the majority of the developed countries, the ones that were colonized? A majority of them, a lot of them were denied access to this third industrial revolution technologies that could help them develop efficiently in their countries. It was actually during this era, this few decades ago, that we as Africans were benefiting, that we can actually pick a computer and order something online. The world were already having, the rest of the developed world were already having that. Let me recap. That's the limited infrastructure stifled technological growth. Yes, Africa. When we talk about Africa and other developed countries, you can talk about the Caribbean. You can talk about South American countries as well. We can talk about some of the countries across, Asia as well. But let's focus a little bit. When it comes to infrastructure that is needed, a lot of these countries never even have what it takes to put them up. It was like a struggle for them. And even currently, we are still facing that deficit of infrastructure. infrastructure. Sorry. Let me talk about the second point here. The second point, that our lack of participation in the third industrial revolution had the consequences it had. Skilled professionals migrated, causing a brain drain. Of course, the third industrial revolution, a lot of our skillful human resources found it hard to even live here, because now they had the technologies to look at on the I mean they have the technologies to know what goes on in the developed countries. They know the benefit system in the developing countries. They know what it takes to go to school. They know what it takes, or what education is like. They know what access to resources is like, or third world resources is like. And they don't want to be stuck in a poor country which has might or has impacted on them, the knowledge has developed them by hook and by crook. They found it difficult to live among their own people, and so what, they have to find better opportunities. A lot of them too is not often about the fact that they hate their own people, is the fact that they lack what to support them. You send them to school, they learned all the economics, they learned all the new texts, and now they don't have it to even work with. How can you be teaching computers? I mean, how can you teach people computers all along, and they do not even have the new advanced computers to work with? How can you be teaching people all medicine and all of these things that could help improve life, but at the end of the day, the people are stuck there? You are not employing them, and because you are not employing them, they are there starving. They are faced with extreme poverty, and they are like, no, it's time to leave Africa. That is it. Our education system was also a crazy, a crazy catastrophe. And let me highlight that again. A lot, even today, currently, a lot of people are leaving the African continent. And those people leaving the continent are not just ordinary people, they are skilled people. They are skilled. The world has made it easier for skilled people to be fished out from their source. And what is the impact of that? That skilled professionals will be what? Extorted from these poor economies that they need to contribute to, because of the fact that there was no infrastructure to support their growth, there are no jobs, and all the above. Now, the third one is the digital divide deepened. Okay, the digital divide deepened existing inequalities. When I talk about digital divide, I'm not trying to make it seem like, oh, it's about people having something on the internet and somebody no, not all about that. The digital divide is far more bigger than that. Today we have the world is blessed with a lot of technologies that bridges the gap, okay, even in the developed world and the developing world. Nowadays, a few people have the opportunity to work even remotely. But of course, to be able to do that, there needs to be a merging of the digital world. And what we're seeing is that there are a lot put in place to create a divide. That people are there, they might have access to the technologies, but of course, what they don't have access to even the resources. You might have access to the internet, but that doesn't mean you have access to all the resources that you needed to develop. It's a digital divide. There are softwares over there that could impact the developing world, but for some reason or the other, they wouldn't have access to that. That is a digital divide. Now, moving forward, no, fast forward to the fourth industrial revolution, a world where AI, robotics, and biotechnology redefine the very fabric of society. But here is the catch: the digital divide that haunted us before threatens to widen, and the consequences could be more severe than ever. Let's explore how the fourth industrial revolution might magnify, I mean, magnify existing inequalities. Because currently, what we are facing here in Africa is a complete disruption. In the West, we are seeing even the most highly celebrated IT field is now crumbling so fast. Yes, the IT professionals that are first and foremost love the most are now struggling to find even jobs because there is a great revolution. That is why we're calling it fourth industrial revolution. I don't know whether there's even going to be fifth, but this is where we are in our time. This is a time where we have to redefine even ourselves. We have to redefine work. We have to redefine what our future is going to be. So, again, let's explore how the fourth industrial revolution might magnify existing inequalities. Number one, job displacements, as I continue highlighting, in sectors crucial to our community. There's going to be a huge job displacement. A lot of a lot of things we call jobs are not going to exist anymore. A lot of jobs nowadays can even easily be done, using computers. Last time I was having a conversation with project management, a project manager, sorry, who works for one of the major project management firms. And she was talking about how with their project management work now they use AI. Most of the softwares that they are using are AI. AI will even it's helping them quickly. Something that normally takes a week takes a one day or 2 days. A 1 day or 2 days to do, to manage produce the right documentation for a project. Yes, that's how fast is it. That's how fast we are going. Now, even education, people who are still learning like before, please come back and learn. The way we were taught that we have to memorize things and go into the exam hall and then write them on a piece of paper and then boom, we are done. That is not it. Now we are redefining education. It's not going to be about memorizing again. It's going to be about what can you do, what unique qualities do you have that you can utilize the current technologies that are at your disposal. The fourth industrial revolution technologies that are currently at your disposal. How can you bring to the table to use them to do something new? That's how fast education it's transforming. Okay, people are now saying, "Oh, we end robots will learn fast. Robots are fast at learning. Oh, it's easy for them to memorize things. Humans shouldn't do that. Robots should do that for them. Of course, we need to remember details. We need to know what's up. But at the end of the day, that is not it. So this is how far we are. This is how far we are in this shape. And now let's talk about one of the major things that have been causing problems over and over again. I'm from the field of IT, so I know what it is. It's about algorithms, algorithmic bias, algorithmic bias perpetuating racial discrimination. Now, we were used to discrimination where we say things like, oh, people, one person said this about me and that person said that about me. People look down on me because I am that and I'm this. Now it's about algorithms. What are algorithms? These are piece of codes that control a particular behavior, or it's a piece of code that shows consistently how something is achieved or done. So it's like a footprint to doing something. An algorithm might be about selecting the best amount people on the internet based on your internet fingerprint or what you post on the internet. Imagine now the algorithm might not pick you because you are black, because in the makeup of the algorithm, it is only picking signals. Sorry, it is only picking signals from who? It's only picking signal from some other races and neglecting other race. This is how far it is. So imagine algorithms that are supposed to be pure are also biased towards groups of individuals, and it's no more humans. Who are you gonna go to? Are you gonna jump to the algorithms and be like, "Hey, algorithm, you are causing problem here. You are discriminating against me"? No, algorithms are codes that are just working on behalf of humans. Okay, algorithm deciding that you are not eligible for social benefits because of so, and it's gonna be impacting, unfortunately. If you, I mean, maybe they are using digital fingerprints and you don't have it. If you don't have it, then the algorithm is not gonna select you. That's how serious it's gonna be. You know, Another point is about limited access, hindering opportunities for economic growth. Limited access hindering opportunities for economic growth. We are, let me not say we, I'm talking about people from developing countries. There is so much limitation, that have been hindering developing countries. But when it comes to hindering of opportunities for economic growth, it's gonna be more tough because look at it carefully. If you don't own the technology, what is growth for you now? Does it mean that you have to shut doors to the fourth industrial revolution and go back to third industrial revolution? And how is it gonna be? Let's think clearly. Are we gonna move back and say no, we are not done with third industrial revolution, so we'll go and develop before we come back? No. Now, every people who own the softwares, who own the algorithms, who owns the robots, who owns the advanced computers. When I say advanced computers, the quantum computers to do the fact computations. Now they are having access to creating new drugs, to creating new engineering, a lot of things, having all the, and you don't have it. So basically, people who don't have are going to be losing more. Just like it is currently, where if you have less, you're gonna lose more. And if you have more, you are going to get more. That same model is going to be intensified in the fourth industrial revolution. Those who own the robots, the AI, the algorithms, the quantum computers, the means of production in the developed countries, those ones are always going to be leading the race. So we need a new model. Altogether, we need a new model. Else, people from the our countries in Africa, the Caribbeans, and all the middle income countries or lower middle income countries are going to be totally cut off from the world, or they will definitely shut doors on themselves. Because at the end of the day, if they continue to also intertwine or join forces, wanted to benefit from fourth industrial revolution, then they are going to be losing more of maybe their natural resources. So basically, they might have to shut down those. Else, maybe the world leaders need to sit down and be like, "Hey, how do we share all these technologies so that everybody will have the benefits?" This is how far we are. Amidst the challenges, right? There are inspiring examples of Black or African innovators thriving in the fourth industrial revolution. Let me talk about the development of Kenya's M-Pesa revolution. You know, the M-Pesa revolutionizing mobile banking, and also we have here in Ghana and across Africa, we have mobile money in Ghana. All of that gonna be is gonna impact our life in so many ways. Because with this fourth industrial revolution, I mean, those technologies will easily be used to enhance the way we do business, the way we get paid, the way we do all of that is gonna change, because it's gonna be powered by not only the technologies that are present, but by AI, machine learning. So the massive amount of data on individuals is often gonna be utilized to make decisions. Yes. So let's look in that direction. Let's talk about Rwanda. Those of you who knows, Rwanda is one of the developed African countries currently. And Rwanda's drone delivery program for medical supply. We know for a fact that this fourth industrial revolution is going to bring forth a lot of this advancement in drones, which might even carry humans, transporting humans so fast without human interventions, maybe to hospitals, to wherever, emergency services, everything. Robots can do that. They can deliver goods. You can send a robot. Robots will deliver food at your doorstep. Robots will do grocery shopping for you. You don't have to be there. Robots will wash for you, clean your house, cook for you, talk with you, sleep near you. I mean, what not? What not? That is where we are. That is what is happening, and it's going to intensify more. We are going to see robots take over a lot of the jobs that we keep saying. Oh, we're telling people learn some skill. Yes, learn survival skills, things that can never be taken away from you. Learn it, cause a lot of the jobs, even in the IT, is not going to be there. Now, first and foremost, somebody told me years ago, I actually love analytics. Okay, I love data analysis. I love doing data analysis. I just love it. I'm the data person, and I love cybersecurity as well. But guess what? I was so focused on that, and I wasn't focused on the programming, right? But currently, getting to know that even the most valuable programmers are having cut down so much that they are looking for jobs. Some of them that are supposed to be senior developers are now going chasing for jobs that are intended for junior developers. Can you imagine? Because even the junior developers They know, the ones that know how to harness the capability of AI to improve their coding are doing it much better than the senior developers. Now we are seeing AI even rewriting research papers so perfectly and challenging education that educators are questioning, how do we make use of this so that we don't blame or call everybody as, oh, you are plagiarizing. Oh, you are plagiarizing. You are committing academic fraud. They are asking, how do we have to teach people how to use these technologies so that we do not end up shutting doors on everybody? That's how far we are in all of this. And in South Africa's township, hackers developing solutions for local communities. These are news that we are seeing each and every day. Hackers developing technologies. And of course, currently, let me talk about this. A lot of you will be like, you have password on your on your phone, your computers, and whatever. It can never ever be decrypted. It's so long. It's so complicated. Let me tell you, nowadays we are having people, not people, big industries like IBM and all those companies are building not supercomputers. They are called um quantum computers, and those computers can decrypt your password. Your password that is so long, which might take thousands of years to break, a computer can do that in a second. That computer, those new computers they are making, and those computers can find patterns in code. Those computers can easily explore patterns in our DNA and even find the appropriate targeted diseases super fast, can easily be utilized to even do drug research, can be used to model a lot of things. That's where we are going. So guess what? Whoever has access to those technologies definitely controls everybody else. If they are selling a drug, that a newly made drug, when you take it, you wouldn't fall sick for, let's just say, 10 years. Or there is a new disease that maybe the new quantum computer has figured out how a good drug that can be used to treat. If that drug has been released to the market and you don't have the money to buy it because you are unemployed, you are not working, a lot of your job has been taken, or maybe you are underpaid now because your job has been cut down so much that most parts are being done by robots. Now you don't have the money to pay. How is it gonna be? How is life gonna be? And so we are calling for intervention. People are screaming, hey, Africans are be like, what about us? What about us? Now let's emphasize agency and the potential of this fourth industrial revolution. You know, these success stories aren't outliers. They are proof that we are active agents shaping our destiny in the fourth industrial revolution. It's not just about being observers, it's about being architects of our future. So, are you ready to be an architect of your future? Let not be passive passengers here. As Africans, as Black people, as the people from the developing countries, when you currently find yourself in a core country, do not imagine yourself being stuck there and what have you. Make sure that your contribution is also felt back home. Who knows? You might be the one to bring back some technologies from the West to develop some industry that will have a significant impact in the life of the people from the countries that you're from. So let's not be passive passengers in this revolution. Here's what we can do. We need to get ready to develop digital literacy skills. Number one, because it's going to be tough on people who currently do not even know how to manipulate computers. Yeah. If you don't know how to use computers and you are living in this age, it's gonna be worse for you. Because a lot of the things you are gonna be doing is gonna be you're gonna be talking to robots. You're gonna be a lot. Even most of the call center jobs will be gone. Robots will respond to your need. Are you getting ready? Last time, even lawyers, a lawyer was using AI, you know, to put together a case and to defend a client. Yes, perfectly. And so when I heard about that, I know somebody who was having some situation. And I'm said, okay, tell me everything about your situation. What do you say you need a lawyer for? He said, I need a lawyer to speak on my behalf for this and that and that. Oh, but do you know you can do it alone? Or this? Yeah, but I need a lawyer. Okay. First and foremost, we need to make prepare you so that when you go to that lawyer, they do not see you as somebody who is without the knowledge or don't know anything much, so they can they can use you. So I told the person, we are gonna draft your case and allow AI to look into the case and then formulate better things for you, like guide us on what you can say and things you are not supposed to say at court. And guess what? The AI did exactly that. The AI said this is the situation, quoting the laws. This law has been violated. Say this and say that. Do not say this and do not say that. This is how far we are. I was shocked that AI was able to do that. Does it mean that lawyers wouldn't be needed anymore? Because look at this. Look at that. Yes. So let's develop literacy skill, digital literacy skills. Okay, let's develop digital literacy skill. And when I'm talking about literacy, the digital literacy skill is not just any type of skill, but let me just tell you this: we need to be fast with learning, because it's not just gonna be about tapping and reading anymore. Communicating, knowing the language to use when you are communicating with the AIs and the robots. Because if you don't communicate well, even those data can be gathered. Your fingerprints are easily gathered. And that's how serious it's going to be. Because those machines, they learn. They can capture your identity. They know who you are, where you shop, what you do. That's how far we are. They are going to merge all those interests, the big data, machine learning, and everything together. Shout out to all of you watching Janzola, Chuku Igwe. Welcome to and also Mr. Uganda. I'll take a look at this comment from Mr. Uganda. For small claims, lawyers and courts wouldn't be needed. AI can quickly resolve it. More complicated cases will need to go under human review. Of course, of course, meaning a lot of justice will be gone because you just need a few people to look into cases. This is how it is. We need to support STEM education and entrepreneurship. Entrepreneurship is definitely needed. I can't lie. I live here in Africa, and when you ask me, when I'm complaining of unemployment, whatever, when you ask me what can I do, I can do a lot. But what do I need to do that? I need first of all the investments. I need almost about, let me just say, not less than $5,000 to start a good business. Not less than $5,000 to start a good business. But because we live here in Africa and our access to capital is not that easy here, we can do that. But of course, that doesn't mean that we shouldn't learn skills. That is why I always make sure that I put an effort into learning some digital skills. That is why when you are there, you can go do and you can be an entrepreneur. Make sure that you learn a STEM skill. When you are going to school, learn a skill that will totally not be eliminated. And on my next show, I will also look into skills that are definitely needed and will totally not be eliminated. Okay, I'll definitely look into that on my next show. But to proceed, let's also advocate for inclusive technology policies. You know, one of the important reasons for making putting up this content is not actually to frighten Africans and the descendants of Africans worldwide, but it's actually to call us to advocate. Let's not just be watching from the side. Let's not just sit behind and be so infatuated, or am I using the right word? You know, let's not be so much into ourselves that we forget the need to get involved and say, hey, I'm an African. How can I? This technology you are bringing now is taking away all these jobs. So how are Africans also going to benefit from that? You are producing all these things, but Africans are not having the jobs. They don't have access to the money, the wealth. So how are they going to get that? So we also need you to create a job there. We need you when you are giving your people 30% of what assets for free. You have to make sure that our people from the developing world also have access to that, because it's going to happen. A lot of companies or this new forms of rich people who are going to be emerging or who have already started emerging in this ongoing fourth industrial revolution are going to be taxed or needed to be taxed. They need to be taxed so that the disruptions that their technology creates, whatever money that is taken from them will be invested in the life of ordinary people on the ground, so that people wouldn't be sick, destitute, losing homes. But of course, those whatever benefit they're taking from them will be used to build homes, fund education, fund training, support well-being, healthcare and well-being of society. And this is why we are saying this fourth industrial revolution is definitely going to be an asset and a great transformation, or will even be worse nightmare. Because imagine if you are benefiting from powerful drugs that can treat diseases and target diseases and kill them quickly. You are having access to a lot of things, life prolonging machines and precision devices and a lot of things. Okay, robot this, robot that. You are having access to all of that. It will definitely make life easier, and we will definitely redefine happiness. But at the end of the day, how do you benefit from that when the country don't have the means to exchange that? So that is why we need to get on board. We need to call. We need to advocate that, hey, you are creating a disruption, and therefore we also need an inclusive technology use policy, so that you do not just create problems, but whatever you are creating for the benefit of people benefits everybody equally. That's what we need to call for. Now, decision makers have a crucial role to play. They have a role to invest in infrastructure development, implement policies that bridge the digital divide, support research and development tailored to African needs. And therefore, the fourth industrial revolution presents both challenges and opportunities. We do need to work together as individuals and decision makers to ensure that Black or African people or people from the developing countries aren't left behind like before. By harnessing the power, right, of technology and embracing innovation, we can bridge the digital divide and build a truly inclusive future. Once again, the fourth industrial revolution is not a predetermined story. It's a blank page waiting to be written and written well. Let's pick up our pens. Black and African people, Caribbean people, people from developing countries. We need to pick our pens and unite voices. And let's write a tale of empowerment. The fourth industrial revolution can be a wave that lifts all boats, but just not just a select few. And together, we can build or be part of a great revolution called the fourth industrial revolution. Let's fight for the future where technology empowers, not marginalizes the Black or African story. I don't know what you want to say, but what do you think? What what do you think? What do you think we should be invested in right now? I need somebody to join me on pay on a panel. What do you think? Because already it has started. It has started. A lot of people now tell me, oh, even the work they do now, secretively they use AI. A lot of them are saying it. They said they subscribe to some of the AI service and they use it secretively to enhance their work. So imagine a work that you do for 12, let's just say 8 hours, you can do it within 2 hours. So we have a lot of people who now prefer remote job because they can easily do those jobs with they now automate tools out there, the AI. They do this. There are now tools out there. They call bots. So there are bots that they automate that can do their jobs for them. Imagine you are a social media marketer or a social media moderator. You can automate a robot to be responding to comments, to be posting, generating and posting content on your behalf without you being there. Yes, you can definitely do that. So a lot of people do not want to be stuck in an office where they are constantly being micromanaged. They want to own their life now. They can just spend a few hours of the day working or looking at how the AI is working for them and is everything going smoothly. That's all they check in. And the rest of the day they use it to do some yoga, to exercise, to eat a good meal. I mean, to do things that they will never have access to whilst working in the office. And now, a lot of the developing countries are complaining. Oh, a lot of people are not in our office anymore. A lot of people, a lot of people are not coming to office anymore. They don't want to come. The office spaces have now been neglected. The office spaces have now been neglected. We need them back in the office. That is what they are saying. Claiming they need people in the office. Guys, join me on the panel. What do you think? What does the fourth industrial revolution hold for Black or African people? Is it gonna be a crazy disaster story once again? Because the third industrial revolution, I don't know how to say. We did not benefit much, or we are still stuck in the third industrial revolution. Just let me just say that. Okay. So I need you to also join me and contribute. What do you think the fourth industrial revolution hold for Black or African people? Think about you. You can be somebody from the Caribbean, somebody from South America, somebody from Asia, wherever, maybe Africa, where in Africa. West Africa, East Africa, North Africa, South Africa, or Southern Africa. So that's the topic. Let me get this comment from Eric Rude Boy. Hello, Eric Rude Boy. It's been a while. Is it can't wait for my Android robot girlfriend? You don't need that. Honestly, you need a human. Now, guess what, Eric Rude Boy? You need a robot. I mean, there are things that you want to keep away from your girlfriend, and you might discuss with your robot, but at the end of the day, a human is always going to be a human, right? A human is always going to be a human. So you cannot totally neglect a physical girlfriend for a robot girlfriend. Anyways, we are moving into metaverse now. If we get into metaverse, we can travel the world while staying on the couch. Is that guys? I would like some of you to join, because if if it's gonna be true that we can definitely travel the world while being on our couch, is it a good thing to travel the world whilst being on your couch? Because you want to experience things. There are a lot of senses that we have as humans. We have a sense of touch, we have the sense of sight, the sense of feel, the sense of we have a lot, right? We have a lot. So basically, if you limit yourself to a metaverse, you're going to be losing all those human senses, which is, I don't think is good enough. Yes, metaverse is definitely good for something. You can use it to do maybe a consultation on the internet. You can use it to go to like a virtual meeting where you there, but you don't want to miss out on everything. One of the things that I don't like about physical meeting is that when you are at a physical meeting, there are a lot of things that you do not want to show off. You might not want to present the idea that you don't know some subject, or you are uncomfortable, right? You don't want to present the idea that you are uncomfortable. But at the end of the day, it is what it is. It is what it is. In a physical office, you are at a meeting, you don't like somebody, the person is there, you don't want to show people that you don't really like somebody, or somebody's views, you don't like them. But because you're there, you might get triggered, and the way you respond or your mannerism might throw you off, or I mean, talk more about you. But in a metaverse, you definitely know, you are definitely putting something out there that you really want them to see. You want them to see the positive you. So in a metaverse, you can show all the positive side of you whilst you exclude the negative. It's gonna be like a scam. I'm honestly thinking that. I'm definitely thinking that. Shout out to, wait, I've seen a chat from African Caribbean Diaspora Talks. Yeah, good evening. Um, okay. I'm very skeptical of all this virtual stuff. Yeah, I would like you to join and share your views regarding your skepticism. I would want to know, why are you skeptical about all of this? Because it's taking us by storm. Now, even the companies like companies that utilize it, I mean, let's talk about the fintech companies. Now they are able to predict who is the risky borrower and who is the risky customer, the best customers easily. without no human intervention. They don't have to collect data and be siphoning through the data over and over again. No, everything is done easily. That's how. And if you work in cybersecurity now, you know, I mean, back in the days, maybe some of the websites may say, oh, we only want people in America to connect. And now people will use something like, if you are not living in America and you want to connect to that IP address, then you have to use a VPN or virtual private network. Guess what? If you connect now with a virtual private network, the back office, the cybersecurity, uh, the management tools that are present currently, they are embedded with very advanced AI softwares that can determine if the your IP address is actually from a VPN, a virtual private network, and they can flag you off. It can deny you access. That is how far we are. So basically, your account can easily be shut down when you connect with a virtual private network. But before, it wasn't like that. A lot of the Nigerians that were into the Roman scams can easily use VPN and act like um they are different people living in America and whatever. Now they can easily be flagged. When they use a VPN, the AI cybersecurity system can easily detect that and flag them and even ban their account. So now we are seeing a different type of scam where people definitely create models or looking just like somebody else. So when they turn on the filter and they are talking to you, they sound like maybe they might be a man, but whilst they're talking to you, they sound like a woman. And then their face and your is matching exactly the model they've created for you. So if you like a blonde hair woman, they might create a filter for a blonde hair, even though they are black people, maybe let me just say, or another white Chinese person or an Indian living in India, because they turn on the filter and then whatever. Now you are seeing them like a woman talking to you, the voice sound the same. You are seeing them lying in bed. Possibly. This is how serious it's gonna be. So I know that the skepticism is there. That a lot of people are also going to find new ways, more advanced ways to be to do criminal stuffs. They are going to find more advanced ways to commit crimes. People are going to do that, no matter what we try or how we try. I would like a robot bed. It could talk to me, make me feel loved. Let me tell you, what is the purpose for a bed? Yeah, a purpose for a bed is to make you feel comfortable and rest your body. So if that robot, we have to have a discussion because you don't want a robot that is talking to you. You want a robot that might massage you because a bed is supposed to make your body feel comfortable. So if it's gonna massage you, that's good. If it's gonna warm you up, it's good, but not to the extent where um you're gonna see this robot talking to you like a loved one, or no. When you are lonely, no, it's just not gonna work. I don't think it's good. But if that's what you want, who knows? There is no limit to the fourth industrial revolution. Obviously, no limits to that. I already stepped into a drama. Okay, you're talking to someone, not me. Okay. I recently started using ChatGPT and it's useful, but the superstitious side of me feels it's witchcraft. Yeah, if you know how it's built, you will definitely understand it better. Like if you know what goes into AI, it's you know how it's been built and uh how this natural language processing even goes with the text processing and everything, you will definitely understand how it's about. I kind of remember we did a project before in one of the courses, and then we were introduced to I think artificial intelligence is actually a course that I took at college, and it's just beautiful, but it was more tailored towards robotics. It wasn't this pure text generation ones that we seen, right? It was more about robotics. So, if you understand what goes into it, you will know that yeah, it has a knowledge base, it has actuators and whatever. You need all of those things to keep it going. But the truth about AI is that it self-learn. It learns. One is on, it's learning on its own, more correcting itself each and every time. And that's the most scary part of it, if I would say that something is learning by itself like a human, even more than a human, because as we human, when it gets to a point, we do, no matter what you try, how hard you try, you ain't gonna learn. It reaches a time in people's life that no matter what book they read, nothing sticks in their mind. But with AI, it's always gonna be learning, meaning it can read, it can have knowledge from millions of years and still carry it to new decades or millennia to come. And that's how it's gonna be like. So Chat GPT is scary AF. AC, okay. It's- Schools are worried about Chat GPT and plagiarism. Yeah. When nowadays people have figured out ways to even, use this Chat GPT for their exams, for their project works, for research papers without being caught for or being flagged for plagiarism. Yeah, that's how far we have become. People, even there are companies that have built softwares to help students not only with learning but doing their assignments using AI without being caught. There is a new industry being built right now in edutech where a lot of companies are investing much into the AI to help lazy people to be more lazy. Did you see the Cardi is suing a company because the AI impersonated her likeness and used her voice and image to promote the product? I mean, it's gonna be common. It's gonna be common. Imagine an AI will take over my channel, making content that sounds like me, acting like it's me, or possibly not only impersonating you, but doing things that might not be you, or it's not you, but doing evil things. And people are going to be blaming you, calling your name. Afriscope, you've done that. Why do you created this content? Why do you talk about this? And then you said, no, I haven't done. This is me. Look at me. That person is live currently. It's AI taking over. How crazy that content creators will be secretly hiding somewhere and AI will be doing creating content for them. I used it for album concepts and seeing how well it can write lyrics in different languages. It can do good things. Yeah, it can do good things for good people. If you are a bad person, you are only going to be thinking about using it for bad. Honestly, when AI started, right, a lot of people use that AI to build algorithms and codes and systems that will hack other systems. So they were using it to build to develop firmware, spamwares, all of this unnecessary adwares and things, and they were using it to steal critical information of people and using it to commit crimes. when it started, when the first app failed, especially ChatGPT. I kept asking ChatGPT if I can call it Priscilla, and it said yes. Then proceeded to call me Priscilla. It can't learn its own name. Anyways, it depends. But I had a conversation with ChatGPT before. I don't know where I kept that. I even made a show about that some few months ago. And this ChatGPT described me, described me, telling me how I am and how I'm opposed to war, anything. Like I just want to go back. You can go and look for that content. I don't know where I can find that, but go and search for that content. I made a couple about 3 months. I think about 3 months ago that I made that content. It will get worse because it's being used to replace human labor. Like with smartphone making the human brain and intuition redundant, the AI will do the same. Mhm. Of course, there is another field that people are crying about. Medicine is going to change the field of medicine because medical doctors were expected to memorize a lot of things. Yes, memorize a lot of things. And now those things we don't need people to be memorizing. We need to people to do things that cannot be done by AI anymore. Of course, nurses, there will definitely be need for nurses. Even if there are robots caring for patients, still they still need human observers who need to be nurses to observe the robots. So basically, that field is nursing is gonna be there. Okay, nursing is not totally gonna be eliminated. We need me and my friend were having a private conversation. Then later on in the day, I see the topic we discussed being promoted to me all over my YouTube. These phones and apps need to be stopped. Yes, when you are typing things, you are testing things, you are searching things on Google, they are collecting that data and they are using it really well to, I mean, push advertisement to you, to advertise videos, shoes, clothes, things that you talk about. It can be taught easily to speak ever because this is AI. You only need to feed it the books. You only need to feed it the books in digital form, and then it can definitely speak ever with you. I was, when I talk about books, I'm also talking about sounds and how things are pronounced, and then the AI will pick on that, and then everything is blah, 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 blah. You can just speak complete ever with you or any language, not only ever. I was already on the Dreadlock forum, and there was a man who had a whole dread relationship with a blew up dreadhead woman. I don't know what that is. Imagine if he could plug an AI consciousness into that doll. Oh, you mean a doll? Sound funny though. Yeah, a lot of people need things. I was talking with somebody last time, and the person was like, human relationships is very difficult. But with AI, they easily learn from people, and they know how to work around you, and they know what to do and how not to offend you easily. But human subjects will always offend you, whether you like it or not. And when the person said that, I was like, okay, okay, okay. But at the end of the day, I stayed back and watched. And I'm like, What about humans? Like, are we trying to eliminate humans in this equation? Imagine if they can make an AI robot with all the human characteristic, flesh and everything, that can get pregnant and deliver a baby. Or maybe you want a baby, you can just go give your DNA, and then you get a donor who will also give the donate their DNA, and then I mean, not even, I'm talking about DNA, not even, I'm not talking about, you know, whether the, I mean, sperm or ovum, just the DNA, maybe a saliva, and then they take your DNA from it, and then they are able to, within a few months, they ask you to come for your baby. AI itself will fertilize that, will create the baby, grow it within itself. Within some months, you are there to take your baby. I wonder if Chat GPT can gossip like an auntie. There will definitely be systems or bots or platforms where it will be dedicated for gossips as well. Because I'm seeing it. If companies can still go a tangent to make softwares or develop systems that help students to plagiarize, to write, uh, to write content that will not be detected, then definitely companies are also going to be making systems that will communicate and say the worst things ever without being caught. Yeah, they are gonna capitalize, just like we have in today's modern world, that people capitalize on the wrong stuffs. Still, they are gonna capitalize on others the wrong stuff as well. AI baby, yeah, and I say AI baby, it's just like your DNA information is used to make a baby. It's done by the AI. So the AI is gonna be the one to produce the baby, but it's your DNA, so it's gonna be your baby. Like when you run a DNA test, the baby will come back. I mean, you match with you as your is the parent. We are already witnessing a decline in people's skills. The ultimate disgrace will be if AI could make a baby. Oh, yeah, yeah. Now that a lot of people are up to themselves. They don't want to communicate with people. They don't want to go around and meet new people. They see meeting people as actually problems, and people are full of biases, and people are full of problems. They don't want to have relationships. People are be like, hey, there's gonna be more to this. Because imagine, maybe you want sex. AI can give you that and give you well. And a majority of men out there chase after women because of that. So imagine they wouldn't chase after women anymore. They'll go grab some robots that will be giving it to them the way they will like it. Unfortunately, how is the world going to be? Then misogyny and all the biases and all the whatever, it's gonna be worse. People are not gonna be communicating anymore. Women and men are gonna be on their own. They wouldn't care much. Unfortunately, this is how it's gonna go. I'm not making it up. Relationship between physical human beings is just gonna be like an option, or even somebody will call and be like, "Hey, are you a real human? I want to talk with a robot." And some other people will call and be like, "Hey, I want to talk with a human." I'm sorry, there is no human available at the moment, but I'm available and I'm at your need. I'm at your service. Hello, my name is Afriscope the robot. It's gonna be wild. Hello, I've already gone through your stuff. You've had a pretty rough day today, but I'm your good pleasure robot. I'm gonna give you a good hour massage, and after that, I know what to do to you to make you feel good. So relax and take a ride. AI is gonna be crazy, honestly. So imagine all of this, bro. Imagine if AI even told a wife that her man cheated on her. The possibilities are endless. Of course, it's gonna happen. AI will capture the moments and play it in broad daylight. Imagine there will be AI invisible, invisible, invisible cameras around watching people where they go to, where they, and then when somebody is lying, the AI will come back and say, "Hey, Mr. Branson, I have a shocking news for you. Unfortunately, your beloved wife has cheated on you with a man at the workplace. Yes, they stuff that is kind of embarrassing, but I've decided to keep the video from you unless you want to pursue further." And then the person will be, "No, I want to listen. I want to listen. Just tell me, please. Unless you talk with the third party, I cannot share this information. But if you want to listen, I will play it." Okay, I need the third parties, and then they'll give a third party approval, and then the video start playing. And guess what? You seeing your spouse live in action with another person, entanglements going on, and then you be like, "Damn!" And then you go to court. And the person, "I'm not a cheater. I've been with you for all these years. I haven't cheated on you once." "Oh, but you cheated on me with Brad. Do you know I have a proof?" That proof cannot be. I have a proof, and that proof is an artificial robot, an invisible camera robot chasing you, looking at you, because I've been seeing the way you've been acting on the house, and I know you've been cheating on me. So I deployed a robot, or the artificial robot. I mean, for security reasons, you don't deploy. You just say the robots chased after you and looked at whatever you've been, monitored you in what you've been doing in your office. So they said, "Okay, then show me the proof." Guess what? In the court of law, the AI is gonna play the video, and everybody's gonna watch in detail. Details. And now, guess who will be embarrassed? There's not gonna be a liar anymore. When you do it wrong, it's gonna be put in your face. That's how it's gonna be. AI Moribot, you are not the father. Ah, yes. Guess what? Even your DNA can easily be done. You don't need to go to a clinic or go to a person. The robot would run the DNA quickly and get back at you. You don't have to. I mean, before taking my DNA, I had to upload it. I'm have. Am I saying upload it? I have to collect it in this thing and ship it to the USA. It's not gonna be like that. It's gonna be everywhere. So basically, you go to a robot that you spit into it, and then boom, they tell you are not a father. Your DNA matches with this person, matches with that person, and that baby is not yours. I've- It's gonna be crazy. I feel I feel this is a very evil agenda at play. These people, the pale ones, want to remove humanity and nature from human existence for the sake of money. I mean, they've been doing that for the longest time. Guess what? You and I today, back in the days before communism or community involvement is valued over everything. Nowadays, people will claim me, "I don't need people. I don't need anybody to do me this. I don't care about people." people should deal with their own menaces. People should deal with their problems. No, back in the days, you need people. You need somebody to help you up. You need somebody to help you carry something. You need somebody to help you find a place. But today we have technology. When you are traveling, you just take your Google phone or take your whatever phone. You go to your phone, type on the map where you're going, and it's gonna show you, it give you complete direction. I was in Accra last time. I just remember I just never knew a place that I was going to. And then I stopped this car. The driver charged me, how much was that? I think it's about 100 cities or 100 and something cities. And I'm like, damn, this, I know the place is not that far. I'm looking on my phone right now, and I'm looking at the place, just not far. This is about 15 minutes ride. So why would you charge this amount of money? Just go. Maybe I'll take Bolt. And I turn on the camera. Sorry, I tap on the Google map, tap in the location, tap on walk, and then it's just in 30 minutes time you'll be at your destination. And I started walking, and it was giving me short routes. Before I knew, I was already at my location. So basically, we've seen a lot of change in the third industrial revolution era already. We've seen a lot. We've seen a lot. Like, there is no need for a lot of people. You don't need people to get around town. You don't need people for that, people for this. So it's like human relationship has totally, and human relationship and dependency has totally been taken away, from us. That's how far we have become. So definitely, this is where we are. Ah, why is nobody joining the stream? Are you having some technical difficulty? Are you having technical difficulties? Let me know. Anyways, sorry for the awkward silence. I feel this is a very evil agenda. Okay, I think I've read that already. AI hooker bot. Of course, it's gonna be common. The hooker bots are gonna be common. London is basically a reality show. CCTV everywhere. AI CCTV. AI policemen reporting people. How is it? A lot of police are gonna lose their job because AI robots will be everywhere, looking everywhere, spying on people. So they don't really need to go and contact anybody anymore. When there is a crime scene, the robot will record it, send it to the department, and No, everything will just be fast. Yeah, I intended to not stay here that far, but this is actually a great topic, and I expected some of you to contribute, like to bring your views regarding what the fourth industrial revolution holds for Black people or African people or people from just around the world, developing countries. And so I would definitely want some of you to join and share your views. What do you think? Imagine your country. What are the things that you scared are not gonna exist anymore? Somebody said yes, the relationship that we know, the real human relationship that we know is not gonna be the same again. Of course, it's not gonna be the same. We've already seen. I mean, what happened? Formerly, we were relationship is has been like you need relationship to survive in the world. But recently, you don't really need relationship. You just need information. You don't need information about how to get this, where to get that, and you need money, and that's all you can survive. So it's gonna be more. It's gonna be more and worse because guess what? Even the people that you'll be dealing with at some places are not gonna be people. They are gonna be robots. When you go to the airport, you're gonna be dealing with a lot of robots. You go to um hotels, you deal with robots. When you go to places, traveling to places, I mean, how is it gonna be? It's something else. Of course. So one of the topics that people want me to talk about is about jobs. When it comes to jobs that Black people or we as Africans do, we don't do jobs that tend to pay. I mean, most Black people do not earn higher salaries, even in the developed countries. Only few. And of course, it's about the skills they have and what have you. So basically, they are not going to be the people to have the resources to be able to control the fourth industrial revolution technologies that will generate the incomes to support them. So basically, imagine them losing jobs. Imagine many of Black people or African people losing jobs because they are lower middle income. And they have the jobs that they do are all mostly replaced. Maybe you are into truck driving and um they don't need many truck drivers anymore. They just need somebody to observe. Maybe you are who knows, and there is robots fixing all of that. A robot is building a house. There are just people observing, looking things on the computer, and whilst the robot builds. So this is what where we are going to get to. And people complain so much that Black people are going to lose more jobs than ever. What do you think about that? So even if we have limited content right now, I would definitely play another video, right? I would like to play another video. Um, I think this video, I don't know what. Okay, about the fourth industrial revolution. Some of you will also like to know more about this fourth industrial revolution. Okay, so shout out to everybody watching who has been here so far. Um, so once again, I'm gonna play a video from the World Economic Forum, but I'm still waiting on you to call in. Okay, I'm still waiting on any of you to call in. Well, to me, this is a poly to affect all workers. Yeah, it will affect all, but don't you think it will affect when I say black or African people more? I'm basing it on the current our status currently. We still face a lot of discrimination when it comes to finding jobs, when it comes to accommodation, living in some areas, and what have you. So is it not going to worsen it? You know, knowing all this, machines won't demand certain conditions like humans will. We if you listen carefully before, we had something called. I mean, currently we have algorithmic bias. Well, it's not humans, but the algorithm that's were programmed are also using the same uh how they call it guidelines and formalities just as humans. So they are even more biased, showing biases just like humans. And this is serious as it is. So we have algorithmic bias also, which is a problem that we need to look into. Do you mean people in Western countries or global South developing world? Everywhere, black or African people, Caribbean, South America, poor, I mean, developing and middle income countries, all of them. Nobody will be left out. The truth is, the fourth industrial revolution is gonna be of great benefit to the core countries, but it will also intensify the present inequalities because a lot of people will lose jobs and they need to to eat, they need to live, they need to live in a house, they need a good health care. So what are they gonna do? Are they gonna kill them? Are they gonna kill them? I mean, sorry to use the word, but is there gonna be a global extermination? Like, I don't know. Let me share this quickly.
We are wondering what is happening to the world. Everything is changing.
Sorry, once again, let me just play. Yeah, yeah. Let me just read this comment first. Before playing the video, I need to actually, release the disclaimer. This is just for education purposes only. I do not intend to repurpose this video or you claim it as my own. Okay. So for the copyright statement, okay, from African Caribbean, I'm not sure how it will affect people in developing countries. However, it will affect us heavily in Western countries. Office jobs are at risk. McDonald's workers are already being replaced slowly. Driverless train. We are selling companies to the likes of India as well because they will be cheap labor. We have a real problem on multiple fronts. Yeah, it is. Okay, let me just play the copyright.
The very idea of human being some sort of natural concept is really going to change.
Our bodies will be so high tech, we won't be able to really distinguish between what's natural and what's artificial.
Inside our own heads, is the most complex arrangement of matter in the known universe.
You might ask yourself, can we get to be superhumans?
The original Industrial Revolution was driven by the discovery that you could use steam engines to do all kinds of interesting things.
But that was followed by additional revolutions for electricity and computers and communications technology. We're now in the early stages of the fourth industrial revolution, which is bringing together digital, physical, and biological systems.
One of the features of this fourth industrial revolution is that it doesn't change what we are doing, but it changes us.
With the ability to visualize brain activity, for example, through a simple consumer-based EEG device, it gives us access to ourselves in ways that we've never before thought possible. It unlocks the black box that is the brain and enables us to really, truly be able to realize an identity that is aspirational.
There's now a scientific foundation for the effects of mindfulness on the brain, on the genome, on biological aging. And when the human mind does know itself, then you get the potential for a new renaissance that restructures itself in terms of our relationship to life, our relationship to the planet, our relationship to work.
We need a different economic model. By that, I don't mean capitalism versus communism. What I'm talking about is a shift in the system along the lines of the two big changes that happened in the 20th century, Keynesianism, with a much greater focus on health and education and the role of government working with business, and then a reaction against that in late century to neoliberalism, where the focus was on free markets, freedom of the individual, and getting governments out of the way. We need a shift to a new system that will allow us to meet the basic needs of every human on the planet, that will live within planetary means, that will be fairer, and that will be focused as its key goal, not on growth per se, but on maximizing human well-being. And history tells us that a values shift is triggered by creation of a new story about how we want to live.
I see the circular economy as something which fits very closely with mankind's goal to be innovative and creative and to always progress. We can use asset tracking, we can use IT, we can use 3D printing to enable this different economic model to recover materials, feed them back into the economy, and really to decouple growth from the resource constraints we have.
The reason we live in cities is not different today than it was 10,000 years ago. Even if we have got networks connecting us, we still want to have places where we meet in person. So this means the place where we work and the place where we live are much closer to each other, a city where we don't need to have big supply chains in order to produce things, where many things can be sourced locally thanks to 3D printing and robotics. So if we're able to do something to transform cities, to make them more efficient, then the impact can be huge.
Think about the prospect of getting rid of plastics. We must not only be inspired or informed by nature, but actually use natural organisms with which to design products and building parts. Only instead of varying material properties, we're varying biological functionality.
Design is critical today because it's the first signal of human intention. So the question of adding quality to quantity, it isn't a matter of simply circulating things that are potentially toxic. It's circulating things that are safe and healthy for all generations. So the goal is no longer, I want to be less bad, less monotonous, less unsafe, less unjust. It's really about a diverse, safe, healthy, and just world with clean air, clean water, clean soil, clean energy.
Together we are fighting to preserve our fragile climate from irreversible damage and devastation of unthinkable proportions.
If we think about the original Industrial Revolution, it was an energy revolution. I like to think of it as a kind of bookending of a period in human history during which we used fossil fuels, and it worked very well for us for a long time. But now we have to bring that to an end. We have energy technologies that can power our civilization: solar, wind, biomass. So then the question is, well, how do we get grid integration? Maybe the wind is blowing in Denmark, the sun is shining in Germany, and now you can move that electricity through an integrated grid. You can supply energy to everyone who needs it, and you can supply energy at all times.
Walking around, you do see different stuff as far as like the body marriage line. They use a lot of things that help them lift up and move things to the car. You just sit there and, program something, and it has its own set mind to go ahead and do everything. And then as humans, we just come in and take the extra steps to help the technology.
It's not the cure-all for everything. There's definitely a lot of things where people perform the operation better, but certainly for the right applications, robotics are a huge improvement for the process.
The prediction of 5 million jobs lost by 2020 to technology is serious, but it's not the main question. Construction, manufacturing, services, public health and education, these industries will still exist. The main question is, what will be the future of work? How will we define work? How will we share the wealth?
From the viewpoint of the labor or jobs, now we really need new education or new training.
We're working with a World in Motion and First Robotics, trying to encourage students from 3rd grade all the way up through the end of high school. We had students make sailboats, and then we had them race them, and so they could see how quickly they could move. And they immediately went back and started to say, oh, I saw what happened, I'm going to go change this or that. And that was 3rd graders.
I just given a prize to a kid of 18 years old that has discovered something really very, very unique. Came up with how to get better productivity and better yields for seeds of corn. And so he basically came with the idea that if you would perforate these seeds, you would get more food. And you think about it and say, but he didn't go to university. So how does he get all that knowledge? And he told me, I've been watching YouTube since the age of 12, and I'm so interested that I've seen everything about it. I've read everything about it. The world is really open to learning. The thing is, how do you give the incentive to your kids to do that?
It's this ability of digital technology to change outcomes, to truly empower people all over the world that can create a more equitable growth, because I think the world needs that.
Fourth industrial revolution has the potential to make inequalities visible and to make them less acceptable in the future, and hopefully to gather and garner political support to take the necessary decision to reduce the gap.
Humans have always been using tools, but because of the recent advances in technology, we're beginning to have machines that can augment us in all sorts of interesting ways.
I was the first person in the world to be able to voluntarily move my legs while stepping in a robot by exciting the nervous system using electrical stimulators directly onto the spine. We believe that a cure will be possible if enough of the right people have the will to fast-track a cure for paralysis.
We take two things from the patient. First, we take a 3-dimensional X-ray and we extract the 3-dimensional data out of that so we can make a perfectly shaped puzzle piece. And then we also take a sample of fat tissue from the patient so that we can extract the stem cells out of those. And we use those stem cells with this 3-dimensional scaffold that we fabricate. And after 3 weeks, we have a piece of living bone that's ready for implantation.
Being able to use genome editing to understand the genetic changes that lead to cancer, and technologies like drug delivery, getting molecules into particular types of cells. There's a lot of excitement about being able to move much more quickly on this disease.
One of the things that I think is so essential to free and open societies is freedom of thought. And up until now, the conversation we've been having is around freedom of speech. Once we can access people's thoughts and access people's emotions, we have to create a space that enables people to think freely, to think divergent thoughts, to think creative thoughts. And in a society where people fear having those thoughts, the likelihood of being able to enjoy progress is significantly diminished.
We need to take responsibility at every level of society, from the individual and the personal to the institutional to the global, to adapt to these technological challenges and changes which are redefining what it means to be human, what it means to work, what it means to be completely embedded in this world.
People always ask me if I'm an optimist or a pessimist. The technology exists, but how do we get it and implement it at the scale we need at a price that people around the world can afford?
Even though we have everyday problems we have to solve, we have to find a way to lay the foundations for the innovations of tomorrow.
So, what will democracy be in the age of the fourth industrial revolution? Are people gonna have the mandate to choose? I mean, even I think the so-called Western concept of democracy is flawed because what we practice is not really democracy; it's Republican democracy. And so I don't know how democracy is going to be practiced during the age of the fourth industrial revolution in which we are. What do you think, guys? Since none of you want to join us on the panel, I don't know whether some of you are preparing to join, but I'm still here. I haven't closed yet. Yeah. Let's talk. Democracy. How is democracy going to be? Democracy in the fourth industrial revolution. Of course, the Western countries, people in the West, I don't think they will have so much of a problem, even though they will have problem. But whatever decision that people in the West make will definitely need to affect people in other countries as well, third world countries as well, because they already have a welfare system. I live in a country in Africa. Most countries in Africa don't have a welfare system. So basically, you already don't have a job. So how is it going to be? People in the West, they can easily, you know, distribute stuff, the food item, whatever they need easily to them, healthcare, whatever. But what about places where we already don't have those systems in place? That's where the problem lies, right? Afford price. Why should better humanity come at a price tag? Oh, I mean, this is the question. This the same question you just asked. That's the question you usually ask about good healthcare. Like, why should people be paying for healthcare when it's a basic? If people need to live, they need good healthcare. You know, this is really just data hogging. AI is going to be the mastermind app that knows all and can do all. We live in oligarchy. It has always been. What about democracy in okay, that's a question. For me, capitalists and their interests control the yeah. And now it's not about capitalists anymore. Technocrats. Let's mention the way. Technocrats have taken over. Let me just put it there.